Good morning, everybody. So we have about 4.5, 5 miles to lock and dam number 24. Kind of interesting, there is no lock and dam number 23. When they originally designed the system, there was going to be a lock and dam 23, and then they decided they didn't need one. And they're like, yeah, we don't need to rename them. We'll just keep them as they were. So when you're looking on your Navonics after lock and dam 22, you're like, okay, next dam. And then you can't find it. And you're like, what? But it actually is just, it does not exist. So we're going to get down to lock and dam number 24 here and keep on pushing. I'm going to try to get to Alton today or tomorrow morning. That's the plan. I want to try to push as hard as I can. I was reading online because of how cold it got. A lot of the marinas are shutting down early. And we want to be able to get down south to where we can get gas and are not cold. From what I've been reading online, it sounds like about Alabama line is where services will be available all year. So we had to get moving. All right, we are on deck. And it is time to head out. Sometimes when you first start the motor, you can hear it, the auto choke. Goes up and down, and sometimes it'll drop. And the motor dies if you don't have it doing enough gas. Beautiful sunrise. So, I get moving. I think I'm definitely getting a cold. I got a stuffy, runny nose. Not fun. Not fun. So I apologize for coughing and sniffing and stuff today. I'm just not very energetic. We're going to keep moving. Get down the river. All right. Here we go. Thank you for our little overnight anchorage. We're back over there behind the red buoy. Normally if the water was higher, we would have got way over closer to the shore, but I was about maybe 50 yards from that buoy. Kind of like right off the corner of the solar panel. Is where we anchored for the night, and it was about 7.5, 8 feet of water. We're out in the channel now, and it is 14.2. So plenty of water under the keel, just like she likes it. Alright, I pulled over out of the channel markers here so this barge could get by. It didn't pop up on my AIS. I've seen a few now in this part of the river that just don't pop up on the AIS, and then on the side of it there's no name. It just says Ingram's Barge Company. So I don't know.
Go to the sailboat here on Lundy's Landing.
Alright, so we're headed back down. Deal. We've seen her before. We have a bad cell connection, so I'm not sure if that's why it didn't pop up or what was going on with the AIS thing. But he did radio me, and I had on my AIS, when I switched it from at anchor to normally switch it to underway using engine, or you can switch it to, eventually underway using sail. I accidentally put it at not under command, and then I got out of the channel marker, and I was just kind of sitting there, so he radioed me, and he goes, "Are you okay there, skipper? On the AIS, it says your boat's not under your command. Are you just your engine out, or what?" And I checked it, and I saw, oh, oops, I did put that on it, and I need to be aware of that. So it's interesting. I'm not sure, because some of the boats I pop up on their AIS, some of the locks I do, some of them I don't. So what I'm not sure of is if some of them have the ability for that boat beacon thing, how it updates to marine traffic and like the Coast Guard or whatever, to download that, or if it's just the receivers and transmitters that some of them have, or if it's also my cell connection, if I have a good connection and it's recording or not. I guess I am not sure. I'll have to, when I go by another boat or in a lock or something, I'll have to ask them. because they must all have a different system. Or I'm just thinking it's how good my cell connection is. So that's not always good. One thing that I would like to do when I get a new hardwired radio is integrate a hardwired AIS receiver too. That would be really cool. But especially once we're out in the Gulf with the big shipping lanes and stuff. That would be really, really helpful. So, future plans. Alright, here we are coming up on Louisiana, Missouri. So, I was off on my math this morning. When you do Navonics or Google Maps, it's as the crow flies, and then when you throw it in to Navonics, the way the river goes and swiggles back and forth, it ends up being, I was like 10 miles from the lock and dam as the crow flies, but from the river, it was like 15. So I think that's also why some of my math and the numbers I throw out on these videos are different. Because I'll look on my Google Maps, I'll put in the name of the town, and then it'll say it's this many miles away. But that's as the crow flies until you hit directions. Or since we're on the river, it's way different than what Google Maps says when you throw it in your Navonics. So, we have figured out why all the different numbers are getting thrown out there that I'm looking at. And then I'm like, why does this seem longer than I just looked? So, I should just always do it on Navonics now when I check to tell you guys. So then I'm not like, yeah, it's 10 miles away, and then river miles, it's actually like 15. So we have, I emptied out the half of that one into the main tank, and we should be good, but there is Two Rivers Marina up here on the other side of the bridge, and I did call ahead, and they said that 4 feet into the marina, so I'm thinking of pulling in there and just topping off and filling up our 6-gallon jug just to be sure we have gas, because Alton is about 90 something miles away from here, and I think I'm gonna do, what do they call it, like a cannonball run, and I'm just gonna stay up and go till we get there. And I want to make sure I have enough gas just in case. After I switch the spark plugs and we change the fuel filter and all that, we are definitely getting back up to the 10 miles a gallon. It was a little tricky there when we were getting down to like 5 and 6, which was like half of our consumption, or half of our mileage we were getting when we first started. And then we were running out of places to be able to get water or gas on the river, so it was like, uh-oh. But now that we're getting the better gas mileage, I've been able to, when I'm sitting at anchor, call ahead more and check the different places instead of doing it while we're going, which then makes it a little more stressful because you're going, trying to call people, you're trying to look at your Navonics, you're trying to do all this. And it just kind of gets to be a little bit much for one person until you get into your groove. Now I think I've got it down pretty good. So once I get to anchor, I know exactly what to look up for the next day and all that. Because originally I had a bunch of these stops planned, and I thought I was going to be able to have a little more time and not have to go as much. But with it getting cold almost 3 weeks earlier than it normally does, the marinas are actually shutting down now early. And with the cold and low water levels, you can't get into every stop that I had pre-planned. So you have to change that up. And then when you change one stop, where you plan to stop and then you'll go this far and then you'll be out of gas, it changes all of your other stops. So we had to like replan the whole trip, stop like itinerary on the fly as we go. And then, yeah, it's definitely an adventure. I'm loving it though. I'm not saying I'm sad or it's getting me down or it's too stressful. It's definitely amazing and it's fun. I might just sound a little and out of it today just because I think I'm getting a cold. When I get down to Alton, I think I'll go to that Walmart there because I'm going to be there for a few days and get some emergency, some vitamin C and stuff. I have a men's daily vitamin, a scurvy or any crazy stuff, but just when you're not feeling good, it's good to have that. Maybe get some zinc too when you're not feeling good. So there's almost no wind today. The river is just like glass. It's really cool. After we had those really windy days, it's kind of just relaxing to not have any wind and just chill. We get to have the keel up, so that gives us less drag. Instead of traveling at 5 miles an hour, I'm having it up more towards 6 today. We're in 15 feet of water. And traveling is good. I'm excited. In the next 2 days, 3 days, we should have the mast up and we'll be a sailboat again. I believe Monday, though, there's supposed to be a storm, and so there's on the windy, it says 50-mile-an-hour gusts. And I was trying to coordinate that then with the Weather Channel app I have and my radar, an app that I have called My Radar. And it looks like it's going to storm on Monday. So today is Thursday. So I'm hoping we will get into Alton today or tomorrow. And then maybe we'll stay to Tuesday. Or now that I'm reading with how the cold is so soon, there's a bunch of marinas that might have the possibility of shutting because then they don't want to shut, drain all the water out of their pipes and everything, put glycol in and whatnot, and then re-drain all the glycol and pump out all, get water in all their pipes and everything just to be open for another 2 or 3 weeks. So a few are shutting down as well. So I don't really mind that, as I like sitting at anchor. It's way more peaceful, and then you don't have to worry about anybody popping up on you, trying to get in your boat in the middle of the night. The only thing that's going to get you when you're at anchor might be a sea monster, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's very rare, so you're pretty safe. Definitely pretty rare to get eaten. Could happen though. Could happen. Another beautiful shot of just the glass-like lake or river. So once we get up by the bridge in Louisiana, Missouri here, or to the Two Rivers Marina, I will come back. There's the vehicle bridge in Louisiana, Missouri. River is just like glass. Alright, here we are. That side of Louisiana, Missouri. And I am not sure what this side is, but we'll look. Up here is the Two Rivers Marina. So we're going to give it a go. We have 25 gallons of gas, or 20 gallons of gas, because I have the 10-gallon tank full. We have that full, and we have our big, well actually it's a 6-gallon metal one. So we would have, sorry, about 21 gallons of gas, but I want to fill up this other 6-gallon one just to be sure. So I called ahead. They guaranteed me it's 6. They said just stay between the markers, and we should be good. All right, here we go. 5.8, 5.7. We are gonna slow down. We're only gonna go at like 2 miles an hour here. That way, if anything does happen, we just barely set the keel or the nose up on it. And we're not worried about messing with the swing keel bolts there. That would be a concern. And then if we also go around, it's not very far or pushed up on it. It literally just touches it, and then we can get off. But it definitely can be a little stressful. 4.9, 4.6, 4.4, 4.7. 5, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 7. So we had what, 4.8 there is the shallowest so far. So we can tell them that when we get up there. 5.6. Where we're headed is right there. They said at least 4 feet. They said 5, but we'll see. We had 4.8, so we'll have to tell them that. Stay right in the middle of the channel. Go nice and slow. Luckily there's no wind, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Get our 6 gallons of gas in that can, and I just filled that one up before we left this morning, and I filled it all the way where it was filled up. There's a tube obviously that goes from there down, and you can fill that up with gas too, and that holds like another half of a gallon to a gallon. And then there's the tube for the vent there, and that ends up holding some too, and you fill it till a little bit squirts out of that vent, and then you know you are fully full, and then you end up getting probably 11 gallons in there, maybe 11 and a half. So we know we have at least 10 in there since we went a little ways this morning, and then we know there's 5 in there and 6 in our other big metal one. We also have 2.5 in the little metal one for the spare motor, but I never count that because that's emergency. So if you always plan and act like you don't have that, or if you do run out, you do. Kind of like in a car. On motorcycles, it's amazing once you end up having one that's fuel injected or newer that has a gas gauge, because it'll tell you how much gas there's in there, and it'll go to like E, and then it always has like another 20 miles left for, you know, just in case. And then back in the day, if you guys didn't know, on old motorcycles before fuel injection, or even the first fuel injection ones, they would have a pepcock and then a reserve. And so the one part of the pepcock would take from one part of the tank, and there would be like a little tube in the bottom of the tank that's stuck up, and then it would leave a little bit of fuel there, and you would go till that one pretty much you ran out, or you would watch your odometer, and then you would reset that to 0 every time you got gas, and you would kind of know. But if that wasn't working, you would just go till the one ran out, and then you flip it over to the reserve, and then you always knew you had a little bit more gas. So for boat reserve, I just always count gas cans, and then that spare motor can and spare motor, that's our reserve. If anything ever happened and we ran out, we would still have that to get a little bit farther. So far, so good. Alright, I'm going to put the camera down so I can grab the dock and tie us up, and then I'll be back. All right, so we are all nice and docked up. I'm gonna go run inside and get some gas. It's turning out it's supposed to be 67 degrees. We might be able to get out of our spacesuit, as I call it, our 4 layers of undershirt, or what would they call it, long john shirt, thermal shirt, and 4 pair of thermal pants. Heat holders, they're from England. They are amazing. They have like the highest TOG rating you can get, but they also breathe, so keeps you warm but you don't get overheated. It's all about layers in the cold. Let's go check this place out. All right, so she is out to, they had a number on the front door and I called Laurel or Lauren, and she'll be back in about a half hour. So we'll head down to the boat, and if there's any projects or anything I gotta do, I will get them done. I'm real excited about getting the Alton, and then we'll be able to get the mast up, and then I'll have a better idea of like how high the boom will be for showing Daryl and Larry, Larry and Daryl, Daryl and Earl. I don't feel good, so I can't think. I forgot their names offhand. Hold on. Sorry about that. Larry and Daryl. I knew that's what it was. I think I'm definitely getting a cold. I just don't feel good. For some reason, I wanted to call them, I was thinking it made like the Three Stooges, Larry and Moe, but I know it wasn't that. It's Larry and Daryl. So once I am able to get the boom up, we'll be able to figure out heights and that for the bimini and whatnot. So and then I'll be able to figure out where the sheets go. I'm pretty sure normally they go from the winch around the stanchion there into that, but if I'm gonna lash 2 boards here so that then I can put the water jugs, I want to make sure the sheet will be okay. I was thinking up here, but I don't want to do it here because I know the sail goes over here with the sheets. Sheets are the controlling lines for a sail. So everybody out there, you'll have your main sheet for your main sail, which is the one on the boom, and that'll connect like by the pop top here is how we have it. And then for your front sail, which is a Genoa or a jib, jib does not go past the mast. A Genoa goes past where the mast is, and then you can have 100%, which goes to where the mast is. We have 130%, which goes 30% more than the mast, and then they also have 150% sails, front sails, that go way back here. All right, we were able to fill up our 6-gallon can, so we're topped off. We have 10, 20, 7, 8, 9, 29 gallons of gas on board, so we should definitely be good. We're also a freezy are amazing. I know it's been real cold, but it's 67 degrees now, and with all this stuff on, it's a little warm, so the freezy's amazing. And the lady at Two Rivers Marina here was super nice and friendly. Took her a little while to get back here. She took a lunch at 10:30 and she didn't get back till about 12:30, which is fine. She was saying that her mom, she had to take to a doctor's appointment. So we wish her the best, her mom the best, and I hope she heals up and is doing better soon. So thank you for the wonderful service at Two Rivers Marina, right by Louisiana, Missouri. It's across the river from there. Check it out if you're this way. So I'm gonna get everything all ready and packed up here and stowed on the deck, and we'll head on out. All right, head out into the river. Such 2 Rivers Harbor for the gas and the wonderful service. We appreciate it. I hope your mom is doing better. So we're gonna push on out into the river. Looks like the wind has kind of changed. My windy updated. And instead of a real nice calm day, we're gonna end up getting some 15-mile-an-hour gusts. So I like it when it's windy because I'm a sailor. I come from a sailing background. So for me, when there's more wind, I'm like, yeah. So hopefully only 2 more days and we'll have our mast up, and then we will be a sailboat again. So we'll just make sure we stay in the center of this channel. We got in, we know we can get out. We're only here for a little bit, so it shouldn't have dropped that much in that little of time. So I think because I'm kind of feeling a cold coming on or just something, that's why I'm not able to stay up like in the beginning of our trip when I was doing longer days. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I got this. We'll do a 20-hour day. And then I do like 14 and my body's like, you need to sleep. And like I had mentioned before, hubris. You don't want to let that bite you in the butt, so you don't want to push yourself too hard and end up having fatigue cause you to mess up on something super simple and fall off the boat. When you're single-handed sailing, you know, you have all the precautions, like there's a ladder kind of thing in a bag on the back that you can grab and pull, and then a ladder will fall down, or you drag a line behind you and all that. The best rule of thumb I have found and others have found is if you fall off the boat, you die. So if you have that in your mind, death will motivate you quite well to not fall off the boat. And there's an old book by some single-handed sailors called One Hand for the Boat and One Hand for Thee. You always try to have 3 points of contact, and like when you walk up and down the things, you don't just stand straight up. You know, you keep a hunch down and you keep your legs kind of bent, and you try to keep your center of gravity as low as possible, so that if anything, or when the boat is heeling, that you are not standing straight up, and you know, it's easier to fall. And another thing I found that I think is funny is you see the old pictures of the pirate guys and they'd have like their one leg up. I have found by having your one leg up like this on the wheel, it actually gives you better stability than if you're just standing with your 2 legs straight up and down, because then it gives you your leg that you can kind of push off of, and then one that's straight up. So I don't know if that's why they used to do those pictures like that, because the guys would stand like that, or what, but I stand like that because it makes it a lot easier. There we go under that bridge, and next is the train bridge. Push on. Here's Louisiana, Missouri. It's got a cool big flag. I thought I'd get a shot of that. Gotta love America. Patriotic. Yeah. Here is the lift bridge in Railroad Swing Bridge in Louisiana, Missouri. Every time I say Louisiana, I think of like the real Louisiana, and that is not where we are at yet. So there's a barge up here just kind of chilling. Not sure what he's doing yet, so make sure we give him a wide berth and are not in his way. He's just been kind of sitting there since we're back a ways, so I'm not sure if he's just kind of got it in slow reverse and is just chilling there, or what's going down. Alright, here we have lock and dam number 24. We ended up getting held up for like 3 hours waiting for barges. There's still one back there, but the guy right around the corner there. I don't know if you can see it. But the lock guy called me on the radio. Sorry, I was eating some frosting and graham crackers there. He called me on the radio. He said, hey, head on down. We'll get you through so you don't have to wait anymore before dark. So that's good. So we just got to wait till it goes through. And then we'll hit lock and dam number 24. Here is lock and dam number 24. Hopefully they'll let us float. That would make life a lot easier. They're going to let us float in this lock as well. So that'll make that nice and easy. Alright, it is definitely much easier to just float through these locks and dams. Very glad that I did it, and now I'm not nervous to do it. It's way easier. I should have been doing this way sooner. You just got to be real careful and pay attention if you're going a little bit forward or a little reverse, so you know which way your steering is. And you just kind of give it a little bit of forward and a little bit of reverse, and then kind of keep it in neutral and try to make it so you're not moving as much as possible. On our boat, when we put it in forward or reverse, and then we go like all the way to idle, it gives it just enough that it's barely moving. So I like to switch back and forth, so then there's a little bit of water running by the rudder, and we can still turn. If we're not moving at all, then we have no steering, and then the wind can push you around. But if we have a little bit of forward movement or a little bit of reverse movement, and then it gives us the ability to still turn, and then we don't have to worry about getting turned around in here or any crazy things happening. So I think right now I gave it a little bit of reverse. Have some steering and get the bow face straight forward. Sorry again if I don't sound all excited or very enthusiastic today. Like I was saying, I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold, and so I just want to get to Alton so I can sit for a few days. It looks like in 2 days we're gonna have like 40-50 mile an hour gusts. So the plan is to try to make it back to Alton by tomorrow night, no matter what. So I don't see why there should be any reason we wouldn't. So we'll just keep on moving. It's about, I believe, from here after lock and dam number 24, another 30 miles to lock and dam number 25. But like we all know, over the last few days, my mileage count is off. So I'll come back after this and then I'll let you guys know the exact mileage, and we'll go from there. Okay, that guy got me. The lock and dam doors are not shut all the way, and they're about halfway open, or halfway opening, and I was looking down at my phone doing my Navonics, and the guy blew the horn before I was expecting it, and I think he saw that and kind of laughed. I kind of laughed at myself too because I wasn't expecting it, and it was a loud one. So that was kind of funny. Good one on you guys. Lock and Dam number 24. You guys are awesome. That was hilarious. So we push on. You got to be careful with these currents coming out of these locks sometimes. So I'm going to pay attention, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, that one was a good ride. As you can see, the waves come from that way, from the water coming down, the wind's going this way. And so the boat starts kind of almost doing like a circle on its own axis sometimes. Like right on its middle center of gravity, it'll start to turn with the way the current is. So makes that interesting. Wow, the wind is coming this way, and whatever that place is on the river, oh my god, it smells amazing. I don't know if I can get up to their dock though. It looks pretty shallow, so we're not going to chance it. But whatever that place is after Lock and Dam number 24, Clarksville, Missouri, that smells amazing. Thought this was a pretty cool shot I'd share with you guys. There's like no wind, so the river is like glass again. So 32 miles to Lock and Dam number 25, and then it's about another 30 miles past that to Alton. So we're 62 miles from Alton. We can go 6 miles an hour, so that would be 10 hours. It's 6 o'clock at night now, about 6:30 actually. So we'll see what we can make happen. Alright, you can't get a more beautiful sunset than that. Perfect. Alright everybody, that's a night. I'm getting tired. We're about 15 miles from Lock and Dam number 25, and then about 45 miles from Alton. So we'll get both of them tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up real early, like 6 o'clock, and then we'll head out. Won't be able to get there before Saturday and Sunday, which are going to have the really big, like 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So we're going to get a good night's sleep, and I'll be back tomorrow morning.